A new GTA 6 leak just dropped, and this one is crazy, man. Today's leaked rumor is going to be about a new concept that involves a police dispatch timer. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the LowkeyLegend, man. Welcome back to another episode of GTA Leaks. Let's talk about this new concept of a brand new idea of a police dispatch timer that we will be seeing implemented into Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, here it says, leaks suggest there will be a timer indicating how long it takes police to arrive at the scene of a crime, adding realism by not having instant police spawns. So there is going to be a timer. Depending on how many witnesses and other people see you commit a crime, this is all going to add into effect on how long it takes the police to arrive at a certain destination for a certain crime. If you noticed in GTA 5, the police kind of just spawned randomly throughout the map as you were driving. Like, you'd be going one way on the highway, and up on the front of the highway there's a cop coincidentally driving the same way as you, kind of just waiting for you to pass them. I don't think there's going to be any more of that in GTA 6. It seems like the police mechanic is going to be extremely worked out. The AI mechanic involved, they will be able to de-escalate situations now. This police dispatch timer is definitely going to be a key role into whether or not you are getting caught doing your heists and crimes. And it's something, quite frankly, we've never really seen before in any game. So to see this become implemented, we're definitely going to be having some fun and getting away with a lot more mayhem. I am extremely curious to see how they're going to work this into the game, whether or not it's going to be a timer, whether or not we're going to be able to see this police dispatch timer, or if it's something we're just going to have to take note of, whether or not people are in the area taking photos or calling the police. There is a new mechanic we are going to be seeing called the witness mechanic. So if you are committing a crime and an NPC is in the environment and sees something suspicious, they might call the police, which is in turn going to turn on that police dispatch timer. Now, we don't know how long it's actually going to take for that to activate or how long it's going to defaultly be, but if it has any sort of realism added to it, it's going to be a couple minutes before they end up arriving to the scene, depending on if they have a patrol car in the area or not. This is going to be heavily affected gameplay when it comes to the witness mechanic, because this is going to make sure that you scout the area out and you are not going to be able to take advantage of situations if there is a civilian just kind of looking at you weird, because in turn you can, be robbing someone or something not even insane, but the civilian doesn't like that. So now you got that police dispatch timer going and you got to move accordingly after that. Another new mechanic they're supposedly adding is vehicle recognition. So this is actually going to take effect on whether or not somebody sees you entering a specific vehicle at the scene of the crime. So if somebody sees you getting into a car, they're going to alert that police dispatch and let them know what kind of car you're driving, so now they have a full description of the vehicle they're supposed to look out for in traffic. If they don't see you get in your car from committing a crime and they don't have the information to spot what car you're driving in, they have no way of recognizing who did what, and you're out of the scene completely. Now, if they do have a face or the option to cover your face, I would probably suggest doing that, because if they do have a picture of your face, then it really doesn't matter. So a big factor in GTA 6 is the realistic AI police. It says here that AI police officers is expected to be more sophisticated with behaviors like adjusting stance, moving tactically, and not immediately engaging in combat, possibly linked to the dispatch timer for strategic gameplay. So if you are committing a crime and somebody decides to call the police, depending on the severity of your crime is how they are going to approach the situation. If they say, I just seen some dude get shot, they're gonna send probably a swarm of policemen, maybe even the SWAT, to come and de-escalate the situation to the best of their ability. Now, if it's just maybe an assault, they might come out with a squad car with 2 officers and just have a talk, which is actually really cool, because if they talk to you and decide to de-escalate or escalate the situation depending on your gameplay, it says here there will be a surrender option. So players will have the option to surrender to the police, which could be influenced by the time elapsed before the police arrive, affecting gameplay dynamics. So I think they're hinting at something to do with the longer the timer, the less severe of the crime, and the less amount of officers they need to send out to said location to de-escalate the situation. If they have a larger timer for the police dispatch, it seems like they're going to be sending the entire cavalry after you. So be prepared for that. It's kind of like a warning to get out of the area, or be prepared to lock it down and go to war. But with the surrender option as well, this adds a whole new entire third ability to just throw your gun down, come out with your hands up, and that's the end of it. Not the most fun way to play GTA, but we're gonna see how realistic that ends up being in the next one. Another thing I want to hit on is the crime scene dynamics. It says the time it takes the police to arrive can impact how you can actually set up the evidence for them to go through. And it seems like they're hinting at a possible negotiation tactic where if they come to the scene, you can somehow either persuade or bribe them to look the other way or not examine a certain piece of evidence. And it seems like you're going to be able to adjust the crime scene and clean up certain things that you don't want to be there. So things like blood and maybe even people, you're going to have to move out of certain spots, maybe put them in the trunk and somehow get rid of the body completely. This is an extreme detail that I could definitely see Rockstar adding in order to evade the police entirely. I think if you shoot somebody and their body is there, is going to have an effect whether you pick that up and put it in your vehicle, hence making the crime scene a lot less apparent. Or you could just hunker down and defend the entire crime scene from the police if you really wanted to. It's all up to you, it seems like, in this game, and I'm really excited just to see the potential options that we are going to be given for certain situations. CCTV and surveillance. This is something I've already kind of talked about a little bit, but this is going to be an implementation that we are going to have to be strategically planning around when we are moving around in GTA 6 doing heists and robberies and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. The CCTV locations can also affect the dispatch timer, with the cameras potentially speeding up police response or providing immediate vehicle descriptions. So damn, if you are driving past a certain spot with a camera out front being looked for by the police, they don't know what car you're driving. If you do drive past a CCTV camera, it seems like you are going to be located and that vehicle is now going to be hot, so you are going to be chased and found a little easier. But the entire aspect of having CCTV surveillance cameras definitely changes gameplay entirely. Dynamic law enforcement says police might not have to rush the scene but could just surround the area. So this leads us to have the ability to get out of there or just defend the entire area or come out with our hands up. This is how in-depth they plan to use the mechanics for this dispatch timer. This is what this entire thing revolves around at the end of the day. How quickly the police get to the scene and how they proceed to try to de-escalate the situation, also depending on the severity of the crime. These are all things to consider when taking into play how fast they are going to get to that crime scene. The hostage mechanics in this game may be able to actually be used as some sort of leverage during a heist or robbery. If you find yourself tying someone up and having to communicate with the law enforcement outside that you have a hostage, and if you let them go, maybe you can get out or something along the lines of that. I'm not sure how in-depth they are planning on taking that, but just having the hostage ability, I think they are going to have that implement somehow in the negotiation part of getting hunted down by the police. This timer, it says, might also play in the enhanced robbery mechanics. So similar to GTA 5, certain heists are going to have X amount of time in order to complete it before the cameras turn on or before the police arrive. So this is something kind of slight, but something we are definitely going to take note of in GTA 6. Last one is escape and invasion. Players could strategize their escape routes or methods to avoid or delay police interaction, adding depth to chase sequences. This is all going to add together to create a jambalaya of police AI realism in GTA 6. Take all of these things into consideration when you are planning a robbery or a heist, because they all play a very significant role on the outcome, which is hands down the most insane aspect I find myself seeing in this game. The amount of realistic elements throughout the story we're going to be able to experience and see, it's insane, guys. It's crazy. That's all I got for you in this one, man. It's been your boy, the LowkeyLegend. GTA 6 leaks every day. I'll see y'all tomorrow for a new one. I'm out of here. Peace.